Coldest, cheesiest, baconiest, potato-o-layest breakfast burritos ever. We're not pulling any punches. The new Breakfast Champ is here. Get 2 meat and potato breakfast burritos for $6.50 at Taco John's.
Coming up on Good Morning Coda Territory, a foundation helping veterans wrestling with PTSD while assisting them transition back to civilian life.
And get ready for some fall-like temperatures this week.
Plus, we see how living with plaque psoriasis affects some people's everyday life. We have those stories and more. Your news starts now.
From your official morning station, this is Good Morning Coda Territory.
Good morning and thank you for joining us. It's already October.
Already, yes.
What is it, October 2nd? Yesterday was October
2nd,
1st.
that's right. I tell you, this year is moving by pretty quickly.
Sure is.
This is when we complain about a slow work week. Actually, time continues to move fast, and it is already October, and it's actually going to feel like October this week. Later on, some fall-like temperatures.
Some fall October, not some maybe summer October?
That's coming back too.
Oh, okay.
Maybe by the weekend, early next week. But it's going to be the coolest weather we've seen so far this season coming in late this week. So I think a lot of people will be enjoying that, actually.
So.
Let's take a look and see what's going on right now. This is our Golden West weather camera at Granite Automotive. Of course, we have these later sunrises getting later in the year. Some patchy fog possible over some of the plains areas. Otherwise, it's partly cloudy. Pretty high humidity in Rapid City, 86% at the present time. Now, temperatures will be warming up to 67 to 72 degrees today. 60s into the early afternoon. May peak at 72, and then temperatures coming down a little bit. Mostly dry today in Rapid City, but late this afternoon and then certainly this evening, showers and thunderstorms, marginal risk of severe weather. We can see active weather in October as these stronger storms move in, and then some cooler temperatures. Some areas will see their first frost in parts of Coda territory late this week.
All right, so I guess find your ice scraper if you haven't already.
That's right, particularly in the low areas and in some of the higher hills, valleys. Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Eric. Well, it causes puffy rashes, itchiness, and flaky scales. Many people confuse it for either eczema or other topical rashes, but plaque psoriasis is a different chronic condition. According to the National Psoriasis Foundation, it affects 2 to 3% of the population. Alina Neves talks with a dermatologist and a woman living with psoriasis to get a better understanding on how to help manage this incurable disease.
Usually, our immune system cells work together to protect us from illnesses. But with plaque psoriasis, our immune system speeds up, causing some cells to attack each other, leaving inflamed plaques piled up on the skin.
With psoriasis, the skin grows in days rather than weeks, and so these large pink to salmon-colored plaques are very hard to treat because they're growing so quickly. Normal cells grow a new layer of epidermis in about 4 to 6 weeks. In psoriasis, that happens every 5 to 7 days, and they thickly adhere to each other, and then if they rip off, then it can cause an inflammatory reaction we call Kebnerizing to make psoriasis worse.
Thornburg says you can't cure psoriasis.
Psoriasis is permanent. It's a chronic, non-curable inflammatory disease. We can treat it and give you medicines that can help to alleviate the symptoms or make them go away, but the underlying genetic cause is always there.
And it was always there for Natika Chopra.
I learned that I had moderate to severe plaque psoriasis as a young kid, and it was a really challenging time. I found myself getting bullied and teased at school. I found myself isolating a lot.
Because of her symptoms, Chopra quit soccer and felt the disease took over her life.
It actually impacted my ability to do social activities too. Like, I loved playing soccer, and it's something that we don't think about when we think about a skin condition like psoriasis, but psoriasis is so much more than a skin condition. And
doctors say psoriasis is much more than applying creams. It affects your joints, immune system, and mental and emotional health.
And they are embarrassed by these plaques because of their appearance. And also, the plaques often shed scale or flakes.
Strober says although the current meds treating psoriasis have been effective, there is one that's having positive results.
It's a prescription medicine, and it's unique because it targets a protein in the body called TYK2. And we believe TYK2 is part of why psoriasis occurs in patients.
Strober says that 50% of people in the TYK2 clinical trials had clear skin. Both Thornburg and Strober say there are side effects to any medication, and getting on the right treatment plan is critical, especially because 30% of people, if left not treated properly, will develop arthritic psoriasis. And as for Chopper, well, she started a blog spot for those looking for some mental health help in battling psoriasis. In Rapid City, I'm Alina Neves.
Thank you for that, Alina. Well, Spearfish City Council will consider controlling short-term rentals like Airbnb or Vrbo. More people are moving to the Black Hills, and in Spearfish, people need affordable housing and they need more housing.
I think in some cases there's houses that people purchase and kind of flip and then rent those out, which takes some of our lower cost housing that would otherwise be someone's full-time residence or someone's full-time rental off the market.
The City Council says they will not make any decisions without community input. Now,